Alright guys, we are getting ready to make Greg's beef stew, and this is what we are using, all the ingredients. So we have Better Than Bouillon. This is roasted beef base. We have Better Than Bouillon sauteed onions. We're using kosher salt, beef broth, tomato sauce, some adobo, pepper, and crushed red pepper flakes. We're also using this Louisiana Cajun brown gravy. This stuff is really good. Alright, I almost forgot this too. We're using McCormick beef stew. That way we get a little bit of garlic into the stew. And this is all the prep. So we've got the meat here. The meat looks a little bit darker because we freeze it first. We've got our potatoes, onions, celery, and carrots. Okay, so we're using a spoon of the sauteed onion, the Better Than Bouillon. So that's what we just used. We're using another spoon of the beef bouillon. It's very thick. This is very thick stuff. And we're adding a pint of water into the mix.
Smells good already. Enough for stirring.
You just want to mix it up real good. Okay, and that's a whole can of beef broth that we're throwing in the pot.
It's too much to put in that one, so I mix it up in here when I get everything
So we're
in.
adding the pot roast seasoning into the broth. Now we're adding the Better Than Bouillon mix. And just stir it up a little bit, mix everything together.
When that Better Than Bouillon gets hot, it just comes apart anyway. It doesn't leave no clumps in the food.
God, it smells so good. And next comes the meat.
Which is 3 1/4 pounds.
And that's 3 1/4 pounds of meat. Wow, look at how big the pot is.
Yeah, I couldn't do this in the old one. I could have, but I would have made the small one. I won't be able to make them small once I get one big one done like this. It won't happen.
The onions will go in next, followed by the celery, potatoes, so we have the crock pot full with all the veggies and the meat and the bouillon mix, and then we're just going to go ahead and start the crock pot. And then put the lid on, and we should be good to go. So we are putting in the tomato sauce, some kosher salt, red pepper flakes, some adobo, and black pepper. Just gonna add a little bit of water. Mix it up. And we are about 30 minutes into the cooking time when we add this in. Okay, so right now the stew has been cooking for about 3 hours. We're going to add in some gravy, which will thicken this up a bit. Greg is taking some of, right, and then Greg is just going to add some of the powdered gravy mix in so we can kind of thicken this up a bit. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put in the second packet of the gravy, and we'll mix it up and we'll pour it into the crock pot and we'll put it on high so it'll help thicken up the gravy mixture.
For about a half hour, and then back down to warm. So the gravy thickens up when it gets hot.
The way we do things isn't exactly set and forget, is it?
Nope.
Okay, so here we are about 30 minutes later. The sauce is definitely thickening up, so we are on the right path. Okay, so we were able to thicken up the sauce. Oh, this is so good.